to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. After more than 100 days, the war in Ukraine continues to escalate, with Russia concentrating on the Donbas region. Ukrainian forces have struggled to hold off Russian advances, mounting a resistance in Severodonetsk with fierce street fighting. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces said Russian units had been reinforced by the mobilization of further troops. The governor of the Luhansk region, Serhiy Haidai, said Ukrainian forces clawed back territory from Russian forces, which had controlled about 70% of the city. The Biden administration this week said it would provide Ukraine with a guided rocket system capable of striking targets from as far as 48 miles. Ukrainian leaders are hoping that the arrival of heavier weaponry from the West will enable them to turn the tide against better armed Russian forces in the east of the country. The British Defense Ministry estimated that Russian and separatist forces now control 90% of the Luhansk region and will likely take full control of it within 2 weeks. On another note, in COVID news, the CDC has updated its map showing levels of COVID-19 transmission across the country, and the number of Massachusetts counties in the high-risk category has continued to drop. Only 5 counties, Barnstable, Franklin, Middlesex, Norfolk, and Suffolk, are still at the high-level risk. 2 weeks ago, 10 counties were at high risk, but 7 counties, Berkshire, Dukes, Essex, Hampden, Hampshire, Plymouth, and Worcester, have now been downgraded to the medium risk category. Bristol County is the lone county listed as low risk. The CDC says people in any of the counties highlighted in orange, high risk, are recommended to wear masks indoors despite vaccination status. In a recent memo released by Department of Elementary and Secondary Education Commissioner Jeff Riley, stated that Massachusetts will not provide COVID-19 testing to schools this fall. The letter sent to superintendents and other education administrators read, quote, "The end of the 2021-2022 school year will mark the end of the state-run, state-coordinated K-12 testing program. Although districts and schools will have access to state-provided self-tests to conduct symptomatic testing themselves during summer school," end quote. Schools do still have access to state-provided self-test kits, pooled testing, and the test and stay program testing. Over the summer, they'll begin to take away almost all the options for testing except for the self-test kits. Commissioner Riley said the DESE is still urging schools to encourage students and staff to get vaccinated against the virus, including by hosting mobile vaccination clinics on school property. Schools can request these clinics to their buildings through the DESE. The state is still monitoring and reporting health trends. On Friday, over 43,000 molecular tests were conducted and 2,975 new positive cases were reported. Currently, 665 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 70 are in the ICU. 12 new deaths were also reported. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. The town hall hasn't reported any new COVID-19 cases since May 23rd. The town hall website currently shows a total of 10,296 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 3 weeks, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
The COVID-19 vaccine doesn't contain the virus, so you can't get COVID from the shot. You may experience things like muscle aches, fever, or tiredness, but these are most likely signs that your body is building immunity to protect against the virus. Learn more.
Welcome back. The Braintree Town Council has approved America Chorus's $180 million budget in full, but with some words of warning on fast approaching financial problems. Kokora said the 2022-2023 budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st represents a 4.46% spending increase and is balanced based on conservative revenue estimates. The mayor said in a statement that, quote, "It's the best budget we can have within the confines of our finances," end quote. District 2 Town Councilor Joseph Reynolds, who chairs the Ways and Means Committee, said the town's problem is that its revenue is not keeping pace with increasing operating and personnel costs. Reynolds said, quote, "Every dollar spent in this budget is sorely needed, and I can say confidently there was no room to make any cuts to the mayor's proposed spending," end quote. The $75.6 million school budget is $615,000 more than the current school budget, an increase of less than 1%, and includes $2.2 million of one-time state and federal money. Even with the increase, 3 of the 7 school committee members voted against the budget, saying it doesn't meet students' needs. The budget also includes $25.75 million for self-supporting town departments and $154.3 million for tax-supported departments. On Saturday, under cloudy skies, Braintree High School held its 2022 graduation ceremonies at Alumni Stadium. Family and friends packed the stands to catch a glimpse of their graduates and listen to speeches from class president Sarah Durant, student council president Shane Rogers, and addresses by salutatorian Cooper Emerson and valedictorian Evan Braho. Superintendent James Lee conferred the class of 2022 with their diplomas. The event was live streamed by BCAM TV and can be seen on our public channel, Comcast Channel 9 and Verizon Channel 28, or on youtube.com/bcamtv. The Braintree Community Arts Center announced the start of its summer season with a variety of programs coming this June. First up, on Friday, June 10th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., the Braintree Community Arts Center will hold a Kids Art Night Out, featuring a night of arts and crafts for those in grades K through 5. Projects are planned and directed by students from the Braintree High School National Art Society and supervised by Art Center Director Heidi Hurley. Tickets for Kids Art Night Out are $15 per child. Then on Tuesday, June 14th, from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., Braintree High School National Art Society students will be teaching a cartooning class for middle school students in grades 5 through 8. Tickets are $10 per student, and be sure to bring a sketchbook if you have one, but supplies will be available. Every Wednesday starting June 1st through the 29th from 7:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., Beginner Yoga Series with Tanya welcomes all levels of yoga experience and offers optional hands-on assists. Yoga blocks will be supplied, though you must bring your own mat, towel, and water bottle. The classes are $20 per week or $95 for the 5-week series. To register for these events, you may log on to BraintreeRec.com or call 781-794-8941 with any questions. On Wednesday, May 31st, I had the chance to speak with Braintree Mayor Charles Kokoris on our new program, Face to Face with Mayor Kokoris. The mayor gave details on the expansion of affordable housing in Braintree. Here's more from my talk with the mayor.
Okay, so are there older 40B projects in the town of Braintree as well?
Yes, and there's Reservoir Crossing, which is coming into Braintree on the Braintree-Randolph line that was built. It is a condo complex, and there's also 800 West Street, which is an apartment complex that is a 40B, which is once again it's right on the entrance of Braintree from Randolph, a different access point. And we also have, on the Weymouth end of Braintree, we have Turtle Crossing. Mm-hmm. And those are all 40Bs that were built probably over a decade ago.
Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Protect yourself from mosquito and tick bites. Use an EPA-approved repellent anytime you're outdoors. Spray it on your hands first, then spread it on your face, neck, arms, and legs. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Eligible Massachusetts residents will receive a $500 check this month through the second round of the COVID-19 Essential Employee Premium Pay Program. Back in March, approximately 480,000 low-income workers received their first payment of $500. However, there are some parameters that may disqualify you from receiving a check. Now, an estimated 330,000 Massachusetts residents are eligible to receive another $500 payment in June. As far as who is eligible for the second round of payments, the most important factor is if you received the first round of payment, you will not be eligible for the second round. The parameters are very similar to the first round but reflect annual changes in the minimum wage and federal poverty level. Eligibility will be based on your filed 2021 Massachusetts tax returns. The call center is available for anyone that has questions at 866-750-9803 from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Last Wednesday, teachers across the state gathered outside their schools for a day of mourning, rage, and action to call for an end to gun violence. The Massachusetts Teachers Association planned the event in response to the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, where 19 elementary school students and 2 teachers were killed. Teachers in Barnstable, Framingham, Salem, and Canton participated in various ways, such as having laid flowers in front of the elementary school and set up 22 empty chairs outside. Some held signs displaying the name of each victim and messages like Ni uno más or not one more. MTA members also plan to take part in the second National March for Our Lives rally on June 11th, with a local march in Boston. At least 300 other marches are set in communities across the country to demand bold action against gun violence. The month of June is Pride Month, which is held to commemorate the 1969 Stonewall riots in New York's Greenwich Village, when a police raid on a gay club was a turning point in the fight for gay rights. To celebrate, members of Weymouth High School's Human Rights Coalition painted stripes in front of the school Tuesday afternoon to welcome students and staff with a rainbow crosswalk. Superintendent Robert Wargo also approved hanging flags prominently outside of each of Weymouth's 13 schools during Pride Month. A ceremony to raise a pride flag was also held in Braintree in front of Braintree Town Hall last Sunday on June 5th. This was the first time the town had held a ceremony recognizing Pride Month, which celebrates the LGBTQ community. The 2022 Virtual Esophageal Cancer Walk and Run, hosted by the Salgi Esophageal Cancer Research Foundation, will take place on Saturday, June 18th and Sunday, June 19th. Participants can decide if they would like to walk or run on either day. The virtual walk and run event can take place in your neighborhood, on a trail, bike path, track, by the ocean, or wherever you would like to walk or run. Participants can also bicycle, rollerblade, skateboard, or even swim. If you are unable to participate but would still like to make a difference, you can donate to the event. You can visit salgi.org for more information or go to the 2022 Virtual Esophageal Cancer Walk and Run Tickets Eventbrite page to sign up. In June, the Quincy Point Congregational Church will be hosting a fundraising concert and cookout to benefit a local organization and those affected by the war in Ukraine. On Saturday, June 18th at 444 Washington Street in Quincy, the cookout will begin at 6 p.m. and then local band Southern Rail will hit the stage at 7 p.m. to start the concert. Ticket sales will benefit Quincy's Interfaith Social Services, a nonprofit that provides food, housing, assistance, and more to local families. Proceeds will also go to World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit organization donating food to people affected by Russia's war on Ukraine. Tickets for the meal and concert are $25 for adults and $20 for students. It will be free for children under 5 and $20 per person for a family of 4 or more. Tickets can be purchased via eventbrite.com by calling 617-773-6424 or emailing office@quincypointcong.org. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Mosquitoes are out. Protect yourself from mosquito bites and the illnesses they can cause, like Triple E and West Nile virus. When outdoors, use an EPA-approved repellent and wear protective clothing. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now, here are some new movie and binge-worthy show recommendations. First up is We Feed People, which tells the story of a famous chef and humanitarian, Jose Andres, who works to help communities dealing with disaster by providing healthy food to those affected through his nonprofit. World Central Kitchen, also known as WCK, is first to the front lines providing meals in response to humanitarian, climate, and community crises while working to build resilient food systems with locally led solutions. Oscar-winning director Ron Howard spotlights Chief Andres and his nonprofit's mission and evolution over a 12-year journey from starting as a group of volunteers to becoming one of the highest regarded humanitarian aid organizations in the disaster relief sector. We Feed People is now available on Disney+. Next up is Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. After the chipmunk pair had a falling out, they come together when a former castmate mysteriously disappears. Chip and Dale now must repair their broken friendship and save their friend. Chip and Dale live amongst cartoons and humans in modern-day Los Angeles, but their lives are quite different now. Some have commented on the film as it being a live-action animation hybrid crime caper overflowing with characters from several studios. Others say Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is the 2022 version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You can watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on Disney+. And finally, if you haven't watched it yet, Stranger Things Season 4 was released on Netflix on May 27th. The series takes place in 1980s Indiana following a group of young friends who witness supernatural forces and secret government exploits. As they search for answers, the children unravel a series of extraordinary mysteries. Season 4 is split between three main plot lines taking place in 1986. The group who remain in Hawkins must face a new supernatural threat known as Vecna, while the group in California try to find their way to get to Eleven, who is dealing with her own battle of managing to regain her powers. All while Joyce and Murray try to break Jim Hopper out of a prison in Russia. You can watch Season 4 of Stranger Things on Netflix, but prepare for a cliffhanger as Volume 2 won't be released until July 1st. That's all we have for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.